Good morning, everyone. I hope you had a great day yesterday. Today we're going to end up seeing our case number 3, the ambiguous case, and this is where two triangles are formed. Okay, so we have case number 3, two triangles. Okay, so we're still going to be using the law of sines. Notice yesterday you didn't have to use this because there was no triangles formed. Okay, but today you will. There'll be two triangles, and here's the case that we have two triangles. In this case, we have that our height is going to be less than A. So A is going to be greater, and B is going to be greater than A. And so that means that my value of A can create two triangles. Okay, and the first triangle, because it could end up swinging to the left, is this triangle right here. Okay, or swinging to the right, then it creates this other triangle. That's why you see the two triangles being formed. Okay, so what are we going to do in this case? Let's go through an example together. Okay, so I know my value of uppercase A, my angle A is 40, the length of A is 54, and the length of B is 62. Okay, so what are we going to do in this case? We're going to do the following. We're going to solve for height. Remember, height is equal to B sine of A. Okay, and what is that height? Well, my length of B is 62, and A is 40 degrees. So if I calculate this using decimals, then this height would be 39.9. Okay, and remember that my height, if it's smaller than A and smaller than B, let's see, 39.9 is smaller than 54, and 54 is smaller than 62. So what case do we have here? We have two triangles. Okay, so let's calculate for these two triangles. So for the first triangle, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to use the law of sines. So we're going to use sine of 40 over 54 equals sine. I don't have the angle B, so I'm just going to put my variable, big B, over 62. Cross multiply, we have 54 sine of B equals 62 sine of 40. Divide both sides by 54. And we get that sine of B, 0.74. So now to solve for B, we have to take the sine of inverse 0.74. And B is about 48 degrees. This is the first angle of that B can be. Okay. How am I going to get the second angle? You're going to take 180 minus 48. So 180 minus 48 is 132. So this is your second angle. This is the value of B2. Okay? So B1 could be 48, or B could also be 132. Okay? We're going to continue with our first triangle. Using that B1 value, we already know that angle A was 40. Angle B, the first angle of B is 48. So how are we going to do this? We're going to take 180 minus 40 minus 48. And that's going to give us the angle C, the first angle C. Okay, so 180 minus 40 minus 48, that's going to be 92. Okay, and if we continue with this to be able to solve for our lowercase c, we're going to use sine of A over the length of A, and we just want to make sure it's 54, equals sine of 92 over C. Cross multiply, we have C sine of 40 equals 54 sine of 92. And then we divide by sine of 40. And we get C is equal to about 84 actually. It's approximately 84. So B1 is 48, C is 92 degrees, and lowercase c is 84. That's one case. Remember, we still have a second case. So what is our C2 angle? Right here, if B2 is 132, then C2 would be 180 minus the 132 from B2 minus the 40 degrees from A. So what does that come out to be? A total of 8. I still can have an angle that's 8 degrees because it still equals 180. Okay. And then instead of doing, I still use my A, but instead of doing sine 92, we're going to do sine of 8 degrees. Sine of 8 over C. If I cross multiply, remember that I have C sine of 40 equals 54 sine of 8. Okay, divide by sine 40. And now I have 54 sine of 8 divided by sine 40. C could also be 11.7. Okay, so these are your different answers. You gotta make sure, okay, that you can have. These are the different cases. Okay, that's why now when you'll notice in your homework you're gonna be able to put 2 different ones. Okay, so for angle B and angle C and C, you should have 2 different values in those sections. Okay, so please let me know if you have any questions. Take care. See you tomorrow.